So one, the things that are being presented currently, liberals are great at this. These current so-called liberals, or regressives as I like to call them, they're very good at taking something that people don't study a lot of and repackaging or rebranding it and calling it a thing that it's not. Critical race theory initially was the theory of showing how racism via state-sponsored legislation impacted communities of color negatively. That's what critical race theory actually is and was. What's being presented as critical race theory is like a white fragility course. Somehow white people are the problem with everything that goes wrong. Like, my team didn't win Game 7 of the NBA Finals, it's white dude's fault. You gotta just say that, oh, because I'm white, I'm wrong. I don't know what the hell that is. And what they're doing in these classes is trying to spin this false narrative that somehow because I'm melanated and I'm a high school dropout, that somehow I can't make $1 million and it's impossible for me. Bro, I make a good living and I'm really handsome and I go to the gym and I work hard and I have the right to defend myself. I'm not gonna allow somebody to tell my children are homeschooled. I'm not gonna allow someone to say that, oh, you were born into a system and it can't, and that's the danger of critical race theory. But again, these politicians that push this are poverty pimps. They have a vested interest in selling pain. And when we recognize that Nixon deliberately targeted urban communities with this war on drugs, when we say that cannabis prohibition was literally started to target communities, we can say we don't have to participate in that. We can say fall back, and we can also say, listen, don't ask for me to pay for your tax. I smoke cigars. If I smoke too many cigars, we know, bro, lung cancer is in your future. Don't ask the general taxpayer to pay for that. You knew what you were doing, and I'm fine with that. We can follow these models and leave the people alone to their vices. That's what freedom and liberty is about. How many people get into car accidents and crash and run people over because they're drinking a lawful product? Again, freedom is not the safest thing. It's our way of life, though. We mitigate that the dangers of freedom by making smart, safe, and responsible choices. Flying on an airplane is not safe. That's how I got here. It is a large metal tube, 30,000 feet in the air, filled with highly flammable jet fuel. That's not safe. We mitigate how unsafe it is by doing things that limits the ability or the amount of accidents. But planes crash. They do. So the smarter mind is the person that says, let's pull back off of the government intervention. Let's educate the people about what actually happens when you take these products. The people that want to participate in it can. The people that don't, the market will either flourish or the market will disappear. No government intervention needed. And that also does not mean it's our job to bail you out. That's why we in the stagflation situation we in right now. All of these bailouts. Freedom is going to cost. You have to be fiscally responsible, and there's no such thing as too big to fail. Your lungs were too big to fail when you kept smoking, and you knew it. Your banks don't deserve to be bailed out. Your policies of your airlines and pushing something that's not a law, but a mandate, they don't deserve tax dollars. You can't say private economy, but you're dipping in and getting government assistance. How are you Fortune big companies asking for welfare? This is not the American way. But we've fallen far from what the American way is and was, because when that guy said we're going to start making these government-ran schools not about churning thinkers and hard workers, but about worker bees for the state and for these private companies, looking at you, Rockefeller, Department of Education. See, these are the conversations we don't want to have. Now we're going into education. Now we're going into the pharmaceutical industry money. America was stronger and greater when we let Americans do what they needed to do and either sink or swim on your own. You make another company, you keep going. Government is a protection racket. Give us your taxes. We'll potentially send our shooters, if you call us, to protect you. But that works two ways. Because if you don't do what we say as government, You don't make your 7-year-old wear the mask at the art museum in New York, we'll arrest your 7-year-old. If you're on a plane, I've been kicked off of plenty of planes. If you don't wear the mask, we're going to have the police come on and escort you off. That's not freedom. That is government overreach, and I'm not asking for the police in that space. If you tell those people you have the means to defend yourself and you shouldn't outsource your personal protection to somebody else, the irony is you're just calling a person with a gun. Cut out the middleman. Have a gun. Defend there. And by sheer nature of the bad guys knowing that you have a gun and you're a safe and responsible firearm owner that trains, that bad guy is going to be less privy to want to come participate in taking your stuff. Firearms are tools of personal protection. Firearms are tools of their deterrence. You know, these mass shooters seem to never shoot up a police station because they know they're going to catch something hot coming the other way. National response time for police is 11 minutes. The bad guy that's raping that woman or man isn't waiting around 11 minutes for the police to come to have a shootout with the good guy. Your personal protection is your responsibility. If we empower the people that way, not only will they not ask for police, but they'll ask to, again, be left alone more. We got this.